people tend to think about this in a wrong way, which is the fear of failure. Um, Think about how does in Indian ecosystem a failed entrepreneur gets treated versus how does a failed entrepreneur gets treated in a US, right? If you're a failed entrepreneur for, let's say, 3 years, you run a startup and then you are not successful or your company has wound up, propensity for you to start a second one immediately is almost zero in it,
True.
which is not the case back in the US or some of the other evolved startup markets. I happened to meet this startup founder in Singapore, IIT Bombay graduate, ran a startup in India. I would not name the startup, but very successful. They raised upwards of 25 million over the 3-year window. But eventually the startup shut down after that. So the feedback given to her was you weren't listening to your customers, you weren't listening to the feedback from the investors. So guess what she does? She is from a humble background, only daughter, goes and works at Taco Bell, stands behind the counter for 3 months, and she takes
I
orders.
remember you sharing this.
It gives me goosebumps every time I think about this conversation. And when you meet that person, and it just kind of paints such a wonderful picture that she wasn't afraid about what society is going to think. If she's from IIT Bombay, I'm assuming her JE rank is less than 100. To say no to corporate jobs, to build something, fail at it, and then go back and stand behind Taco Bell order counter and clean tables for 3 months, which is 100 days, is not easy, right? If she can do that, what stops us, right? Why are we afraid of taking a step back when it is needed? So that's the example I talk about every time somebody comes up with this. I mean, there's your intellect, your ideas, your career only means so much to you, not to others, and it should not matter.